Hey there, everybody. It's me, Esther Bartkiw. I am fired up today. I am fired up. I am making some very big decisions, and I am creating something that I want to share with you. We're going to talk today about wealth creation, blocks that might be standing in the way, how to prepare for what is going on in the world right now, and I'm just going to share some thoughts with you. I hope you'll stick around because I believe what I have learned over the last 4 days, and I would say I've learned this before, but it kind of came to a head over the last 4 days, has been very significant. It has really given me that push to, Esther, the holidays are over. It's time to get that butt off the cafe chair. And it's time to take some massive action. It's time to take some massive action. Alignment, energetic action, and action steps. All right. So we're talking about building wealth. Building wealth, not just getting by, not I've got an income and I've got a cushy savings, but wealth. And what wealth means to you will be different from me. We'll discuss it. So hello, everybody. My name is Esther Bartkiw. I am a core belief therapist, intuitive, and energy reader. I am a student and fan of astrology, of quantum science. Last year, 2021, I got right with the light, and I am following now the rhythm of the sunrise, sunshine, sunset, that my circadian rhythm that has really changed things for me. And I believe it has gotten me to the point of intuition and sharpness of my brain and my thinking that helped to lead to this pivotal moment I had. So, okay, here we are. I don't want to get into the story of what happened over these last 4 days because I don't want to trudge that energy up. Just to tell you, it was, I don't really have crises in my life. I'm not a drama girl. I don't attract crises. I don't create them. So when something big, right? Because we always have little snafus here and there. When something big comes into my life, it's unusual and I take notice. And I used energy, I used belief therapy, I used my intuition, I used asking for guidance, and I took massive action. From the moment I got up, I did sunrise, and I was in action mode pretty much until I went to sleep. And I had 2 people who were helping me out. One person was giving me some information. Ended up by not going in that direction. And then I had a lovely lady. She's a Ukrainian lady, married a Croatian. She's here in Dubrovnik. And she's a tour guide and a driver. I met her last year, and she drove me around different places, and we actually became friends. And, we'll meet for coffee and we'll have conversations beyond, driver client. And she really helped me out a lot. So God Universe always sends the right people, the right information, and the right resources to help you out of a jam as long as you believe and trust. Okay, so while I was taking massive action, I believed and I trust that there was going to be a solution. However, during those 4 days, my top solutions, which would have been really fun, really easy for me, were not doable. And they were not doable because I didn't have the wealth that I needed. So hear me out. I have a business. I earn an income. I earn money. I have investments. I have the traditional stocks and mutual funds. I have cryptocurrencies. I have NFTs. I am stacking silver. I have all of this. I have wealth. I have fiat as well. But I'm talking about not just income and some savings and some investments and a little bit of cush. I've got the cush, okay? I needed wealth. And for me, wealth is not just money. I realize this. Wealth for me is having multiple passports, so I can land anywhere I want. Wealth for me is having multiple homes or apartments. So when something gets dicey in a country, I can scoot off to another country. Wealth for me is having enough money to grease a palm if I need to. The people I'm thinking about greasing palms are not taking 50 euro. You understand this. Wealth for me is about being able, in a moment's notice, to charter a plane, to hire a pilot, to move me, get me out of a situation, move me somewhere, or hire a concierge doctor if I need that. The wealth for me is to be able to do that for myself and to be able to do it for my loved ones if they also need it. And enjoy my life. Enjoy my life. So I was sitting back, and as I'm troubleshooting, so much was going on. I realized I had taken my wealth quotient from down here to here, to here, to here, to here, and now I need to go way up there in this world that we are living in. In this world where things are changing every day, that there's a lot of unexpected, that things are going up and down and up and down, I need to change my wealth quotient. And it's not just money, it's those other things, the passports, the homes, and I would add go-to people. Like when I was young, my father was a business owner. He was a fruit farmer, and we had one of those big fancy fruit markets. And then when it was off season, he was hustling with wholesale. So he did the best that he could with what he did. And what I loved about him, and my uncle too, is they always had a guy. Oh, I got a guy for that. Oh, you need this? I got a guy for that. Oh, you need this? I got a really good guy for that. Could have been a girl, but back in the days, it was a guy for that. And I built up a resource of go-to people when I lived in Southern Ontario. Now that I'm kind of moving around, living more of a nomadic lifestyle, I do have go-to people in certain cities where I've gone back over and over again, but I don't have the entourage of go-to people that I realize I need. So for me, that's part of wealth creation as well. All right. And then, yes, somebody will be saying, but what about wealth of health and wealth of love and wealth of relationships and wealth of creativity? Absolutely. But right now, I'm talking about wealth of finances. Yes, wealth of finances. So I realized I need to create that wealth. So the next time I get into one of these types of situations, my plan A and plan B are going to be a go easily, smoothly. I'm going to be excited about it. I don't have to spend 4 days and end up with plan G, which is a temporary plan. It's okay. There's no hardship with it. Believe me, some people would love that plan. But for me, it wasn't my plan A or B. Okay? So, as I'm troubleshooting, okay, because when you're troubleshooting, there's a lot of asking for questions and then waiting for the answer, waiting for the answer, waiting for the answer. So as I'm waiting for the answer, I'm walking outside, I'm grounding, I'm being in the sun, I'm doing sunshine and sunset. You know, I need to give myself a little bit of a pat on the shoulder here, because at no time did I emotional eat or drink. And that's huge for me. Anybody who knows my history, why I got into this type of work is because of poor body image. I was anorexic, I was bulimic for decades. I used food and drink to soothe. My weight has been up and down, up and down. I had a lot of negative and limiting beliefs about myself since I was a small child. And fixing, let's say, changing my pattern of binging food or drink changing my pattern of reaching for sweets to soothe and have like a 3-day binge and waking up out of those 3 days and I'm like, what the hell just happened? It was not easy and it took a long time. And from time to time, I have to really be conscious and aware not to go back into that patterning. But woof, I had this situation and I looked back and I went, I'm not reaching for sweets. I'm not stuffing food in my face. I'm not running to the store to get some wine or gin. I instead was out grounding, out in the sunrise, staying in ketosis, doing my prayer and meditation, moving my body a lot. So first of all, I want to say I'm really proud of myself. All that work, I'm like, whoa, we've hit a spot here. This is really, really good. So I just want to encourage you, if you're looking for different patterns that maybe you've had for a long time, like I had patterns for a very, very long time, just keep releasing and releasing and releasing the layers. And then one day you're going to realize, my God, I didn't reach for whatever it was. All right. Let that be an encouragement to you. I was just like, wow, I'm at this point now. So now it's about wealth. We're taking the wealth up. So in between, as I'm waiting for information, I sat here on my sofa and I said, okay, I have taken my wealth from here to here to here to here to here, and now I need to go there. What did I do to take it from here to here to here to here? And the first thing was, well, you did core beliefs, of course. That's what I do. I'm the core belief girl. I help you to discover, explore, and change those limiting beliefs and patterns and behaviors that are embedded in your subconscious mind, and you may have conscious collusion about them. All right? So that's the foundation of my work. And I went, okay. So I sat and I was like, what are the core beliefs that are still standing in the way of having that wealth that I want? And I didn't even have to wait long, because I have so many beautiful parts and aspects inside of me and my higher self and my inner guidance they're just so supportive now. And the first thing I heard was, you got to work hard for your money. And I know where that came from. I've been chipping away at that belief my whole entire life, because I watched my father work hard for his money. I watched my father work hard for his money and then lose his money because a hailstorm came around and in the summer, and all the crops were gone. And I could see that look on his face of, what am I going to do? I saw my father for years wake up at 3:30 in the morning to get in a truck to drive from Niagara to Toronto to the Ontario Food Terminal, sell his peaches, buy a whole bunch of fruit for the fruit market, come back, work a full day on the farm, fall asleep at like 9 p.m. only to wake up and do the next day again. I saw him do it. I saw him miss out on summers and summers of enjoyment and of fun since he was a small child, because he grew up on a farm. I saw my father so tired and exhausted in the winter. It was just, he needed that time to rest. And I saw his successes. I saw where things didn't turn out right. And that's where my beliefs came from. So I have that father influence, and I have that you've got to work hard for your money. And I've been working on it for a long time. And I've gotten into a place where really and truly of, yes, I believe in working hard, which for me is more putting in effort. So I love the work I do, but I have to work and put in effort when I'm working with my clients one-on-one. Some clients are very easy and cruisy and they're so ready to work with, and others, I have to pull out every tool of my toolbox. I have to focus. It's like laser focus. I've got to put in the effort. These people have come to me and have asked me for help because of my expertise. and I'm going to give them everything that I have. I have to put in effort when I'm creating a new program, when I'm investing or doing investments, and I've got to do some research. I need to put in the work and the effort to do my own research, to ask questions. There is work and effort involved, of course, in wealth creation, but it doesn't have to be beat down type of work. So the first thing that came up is that, Esther, there's still some of that belief that you've got to work hard. And so I turned within and I asked, okay, that part or the parts of me that still believe that you've got to work hard, you know, that farm toil work to earn money or to be wealthy, okay, that kind of wealth that I want. I had to work with those parts and introduce them to, yes, we've got to work hard, we've got to work, and sometimes it's hard, and sometimes it's time consuming, and we've got to put in the effort, but we're doing what we love, we're doing what we enjoy, we're doing it so that we can enjoy and afford certain things. And I had to do more clearing of my dad energy from me, and then I got into a really good place. I also had to show these parts a piece of information that I learned consciously, not recently. I've had this information for a while, but my parts were out of date. And what I have realized with wealth creation is you don't get wealthy from your income. Okay, yes, there are some people who make huge incomes, millions of dollars, athletes with their $1 million contracts, CEOs with their $1 million contracts. But with the work that I do, I can do very well, but I'm not going to get that kind of wealth from it. For most people, the wealth comes from, what do you do with your money? What do you do with your income? What do you do with it? That's where the wealth creation is coming. So I had to update these parts of my subconscious that it's not about, you know, toiling to make more money and more money or more money. It's about working smart with the money that we do have. And as soon as I did that, it was like ding, 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 ding. I was having all kinds of ding, ding, ding moments. All right. And this inner work that I was doing with myself, it's the exact same method that I use with you. So if any of this is hitting home, reach out to me and let's start working on those money wealth beliefs. All right. Then I said, okay, that's good. Is there any other limiting belief or patterning I have about money, about wealth, about the world that's stopping me to create that wealth? Okay. And the next thing that came up was, oh, Esther, that wealth that you want, that's for other people. And I could hear this voice inside of me trying to be very encouraging. You've done so well. Look where you've gotten yourself. You know, you're living a really great life and everything is okay, but that is for other people. That's not for you. And I went, oh, really now? And so then I had to do a process, again, conversation with that part of me that was beautiful and encouraging and telling me, Esther, you've done so great in wealth creation. You know, this is what it is, right? It has some kind of a glass ceiling belief there, but that wealth, you know, like that you think you're going to charter a plane when you need it, that you're going to have 4 different passports and 4 different homes around the world. That's not for you, Esther. That's for other people. So I had to do a session there and say, no way, that's exactly for me. It's for you. It's for me. It's for everybody. It's for everybody. Okay. So I did core belief work. I did energy work. I did conscious work. I did subconscious work. The same process that I do with you when you're coming to me for help with your core beliefs. And all of a sudden I felt fortified. I could feel my vibration rising up because now my parts were really behind me and saying, okay, we're going to do this. And then the question is always, well, how are we going to do this? All right. And I get that because when I'm working with clients and I say, okay, what's your dream? Let's help you to create it. Okay, here's my dream, but I don't know how. And I'm always like, you don't need to know how, right? You just align with it and you keep yourself open, and you're going to get an inspiration, and you're going to take a step, and that step's going to lead to the next step and the next step and the next step. And you keep holding that focus, and you keep your vibration high, and you keep releasing the limitations. And before you know it, you're going to create that dream. Okay? So I don't know how I'm going to create that wealth. Now, I've been doing a lot of wealth creation over the years, so I have some ideas. I'm pulling off the shelf. I have some ideas that I've been putting in motion for the last 6 months to a year, but I realize I need to step it up. So after I did that inner work and I was like, okay, I need to step this up. And I reflected back when I was doing wealth creation before, what did I do? And all of a sudden I heard from within, Esther, remember all those fun activities you used to do? Right? Those money activities. I recall I did one with my friend Darcy. I don't know if you're watching this, Darcy. Do you remember when you and I did that money exchange activity? That was part of it. I think Morella and I did that as well. And, you know, there were other activities that you do. And as you're doing them, what they do is they flush out more limitations that you have about money. And they also put you in a higher alignment with the wealth that you want to create. And I said, all right. And luckily I keep notes on my computer. I was able to pull them up and say, oh, we're going to start doing these. And I started doing these activities. So I'm troubleshooting my situation. In between, I'm doing the belief work. I'm doing the energetic work. I'm doing alignment activities with wealth. I'm staying in ketosis. I'm doing my sunrise, sunshine, sunset. Of course, I'm doing praying and meditation and grounding. And all of a sudden, I noticed, wait a minute. The information starts coming faster. Not always the information I wanted to hear, but at least I know. Like when you hear no, then now it's a solid no. I know that door has closed. I don't like it. I can turn to plan B now. Right? So I started getting information. I started getting tips from people that I had been reaching out to. And then I had such a reprieve. Somewhere, okay, I benefited from somebody's mistake. And when I heard this piece of information and I knew it was not correct, I just got a blessing. And I got a reprieve, and I'm not saying anything because somebody made a mistake and it is working in my favor. And sometimes that's what you get. Okay. So then I ended up with a temporary solution. Like I said, it's a pretty good solution, but now I'm like, oh no, wealth creation. This is what we are focusing on now. So I'm going to continue to troubleshoot my beliefs, to be in alignment, to do my quantum health practices that I do, and to do the activities to get into alignment with wealth. Now, what does wealth mean for you? You heard what it means for me. Okay. Another definition I have of wealth is I can do what I want, when I want, with who I want, as much as I want, anywhere in the world. And I always have the means to accomplish it. And I say the means because, again, it could be money, but it could be a person. It could be a passport. It could be a home, right? I always have the means. So the first thing I suggest is for you to come up with what is your definition of wealth. You notice I didn't say a number, right? Maybe in the early days of manifesting money and wealth, I put a number to it, and then I realized, oh, that's not working for me. For me, I need the idea, the concept, the energy, the vibration, and step into that. And then whatever the number is, let that be the number. I don't care what the number is. As long as, I have the means to do what I want, when I want, with who I want, as often as I want, wherever I am in the world, in a moment's notice, right? So come up with what your definition of wealth is, and it'll be different for every person. And think big. People think really small. I'm wrapping up, I was doing future process manifesting sessions with clients, okay? And I'm wrapping up I think I've got a couple more left to do. And there's one session that really stood out for me because the person came onto the call and I ask everybody to come with 3 things that you want to manifest in your future. Spend time visualizing them, feeling them, sensing them, so you can come on the call and say, oh yes, Esther, I see myself in my beautiful home, or I see myself with my thriving business, clients coming in and out, right? I ask them to do that, to get to that point, and then I'm going to facilitate it from there. So lovely lady comes onto the call and she says, I don't have my 3 things. I haven't been able to visualize it. And so there's blocks there. So really what we needed to do was belief sessions before we did the future self, but I could tell that if I didn't give her a future self process, she would have been disappointed. So I said, all right, we're going to do this a little bit differently. And we just started talking. And I said, well, what do you want? And she was telling me what she wanted. And I said to her, I'm getting a sense, because remember, I'm intuitive. I said, I'm getting a sense you're telling me what you think you can get and not what you want. And she stopped and she started crying. And she said, you are exactly right. My whole life, that's what I've done, is I've asked for what I think I can get, not for what I want. So right away, she's having a conscious, subconscious breakthrough right then and there. And then she got, lovely lady. Then she got kind of like feisty about it. Like I'm riled up right now, right? So sometimes when you have a conscious awareness, you get riled up about it. She got riled up and she said, all right, you want to know what I want? This is what I want. And she's just, let it loose. I record the session, so she's got it on tape, which is great because then she can go back and listen to it again. And I'm taking notes. Oh my God, this is what she wants. This is what she wants. And I said, wow, here you've got it. This is what you want. And this is what you and I are going to work towards to create. I said, it's up to you. This is your manifestation. I can't manifest it for you, but I can guide you and I can help you along the way. And then the session took off. It was beautiful. But she got riled up. Her limiting belief was she only asked for what she thought she could get, not for what she wanted. So coming to a session where I said, what do you want? She hit a barrier and we had to break through that barrier first. Okay. So come up with your idea of what wealth is. All right. And put your definition below. Wherever you're watching this, put your definition below, because I shared with you my idea of what that wealth is. Okay. And maybe that's a jumping off point for you. And maybe you, by showing what your definition of wealth is, will stimulate something for someone else. Okay? So here's what I've decided. Right now, when I am doing the video of this, Venus is in retrograde. And this session that I am going through right now is a perfect example of Venus retrograde asking us to really assess what we value in life, really assess our wants and our desires, our deal breakers, reassessing our money, our finances, how we create money, how we invest money. And when I'm saying money, it could be anything, right? Things are changing. Whether we end up with fiat or crypto or digital currency passes, whatever it is, it's all about vibration, right? Money is energy. Energy has vibration. Energy has information. So we want to focus on the vibration, the energy of money, the energy of money. Okay? And then, of course, Venus retrograde has us reassessing relationships. And yeah, we often think that's people relationships, which it is primarily, okay? But it could be your relationship to money. It could be your relationship to food. It could be your relationship to the sun. I hope everybody is reassessing that. All right. Remember, on my Telegram channel, I am teaching for free right now the story of light, getting back into your circadian rhythm. I talk about all different kinds of topics there, but that's the focus right now. Check my link tree for the link to join in. Love to have you there. So it's about assessing relationships. It could be, I don't know, your relationship with nature, your relationship with the location that you live in. It could be all kinds of different relationships. And then Venus retrograde is also getting us to look at like beauty and passion and art and culture and what's important for us there as well. Okay. So I'm like, wow, this situation is totally Venus retrograde. It's kind of lit a fire, right, up my butt, as they say. I'm really feisty about this. And when I get feisty about something, I take action right away, which, as you can see, I did, troubleshooting beliefs, starting these energy exercises. And then I realized I need to create some kind of platform and program to share this with all of you. So we're going to do a program where the focus of it is upping your wealth quotient from wherever you are now to where you want to be, and then leaving it open-ended for more, of course, doing these energy exercises that worked for me in the past. I am engaging with them again now, which are going to flush out limiting beliefs, patterns, and behaviors that you have about money still standing in the way, and will put you into greater alignment with the wealth that you want to experience, okay, and live. And the program also has options to work with me one-on-one, which I encourage you to do, because I'm really good at helping people to discover what's that nugget that's there that is standing in the way and holding you back. All right. And the program is going to be very simple. It's a format that I love, that works in past programs that I did. I'm going to send you an email. The email will have a video of explanation about the energy exercise, the psychological exercise, the money lesson, the wealth energetic money lesson that I want to share with you. And then you're going to have 4 or 5 days to do it, to practice it, to try it out, to see what comes up. And then an online support group where you can share with us what you're finding. Ask me questions. I'm going to be really active there to answer your questions, to give you more ideas, to troubleshoot anything that comes up. All right. And then also do the belief work with you as well. Right. And so then at the end of the program, well, you will have flushed out limiting beliefs and patterns, because that's just a natural part of this. Okay. You will maybe have a list of beliefs that you need to do further work upon, which you can do with me or using whatever means that you want. You will be shifting all along the way your vibration to be more in alignment with the wealth that you want to create. And that will help you in all areas of your life, because even though we're going to be focusing on finances, on money creation, you know that when you shift one area of your life, it affects all different areas of your life. All right. So I want to share this with you. I'm going to put a link below. You can check out what the program is, more details, sign up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to offer it at a price. And then the last few days before the session, the program starts, I'm upping that price. And it's going to be a huge up. Why? Because money is energy. And when you want wealth, that is a vibrant, that's a fast money vibration. Okay? Think about it this way. If you have money still sitting in a bank account earning, I don't know, what does money in a bank account earn? 0.5%, 1%? Can you imagine how slow that money vibration is in your bank account? I'm just swaying here. I don't even think it's moving that fast. It's probably like this. Okay. But when you are investing, when you're taking risks, maybe that's your limiting belief. I'm a risk taker. Okay. I'm a risk taker. Maybe taking risks is your limiting belief that we need to work through. Okay. And taking risks, for me, it's not throwing caution to the wind. It's doing some research, and then based on the research with my intuition, I'm like, doesn't make sense to anybody else, but it makes sense to me. And I do it, and whatever the outcome, I learn from it, I grow from it, and I create from it. Okay? So we want that vibration to be vibrant, right? We want interaction. We want the energy of money to be fast moving and flowing and in and out. And when you're paying your bills, you say, oh my gosh, I'm so glad that I am paying for this bill, because by paying for that electricity bill, I got lights, I got heat, I got energy for my computer where I can research and make investments and work with clients and start looking at things from that perspective instead of, oh, I have to pay this bill. That's kind of like the energy of your money and your bank account just going. Now, listen, I've got money in a bank account too because I need fiat, but I'm very aware that the money that is in my bank account is doing, and it's not creating the wealth that I want. Along the way in this program, I'm going to give you just tips and information of what I learned. None of this is going to be financial advice, right? We're getting into energy alignment and we're getting into a belief alignment. And any tips and suggestions I give you are just going to be me sharing. It's not financial advice. Just like I'm sharing with you what my definition of wealth is, how I shared with you that I realized a long time ago, wealth is not created from an income, maybe for a small amount of people, but for most people, it's not created from an income. It's what are you doing with your money? Is it sitting in the bank account on life support? Or are you doing something with it to create something even better for you, your family, a legacy, to just be able to deal with the craziness and the noise in this world? All right. So I invite you to join me. What I'm going to do, this is going to be my introductory video. From now until the start of the program, I am going to do videos that we're going to talk more about wealth building, about money, about manifesting money. I'm going to stick to that topic, maybe beliefs, give you some suggestions of beliefs that are standing in the way. Because if for some reason you choose not to join me in this program, at least I'll say I gave them some information they can take with it and they can use it as a jumping off point. But for the people that this is really resonating with, okay, whether you're here and you want to go to here or here to here, or here you want to go, oh, Esther, what you're planning sounds really good for me. Maybe you're at a high level and you're like, I want to go even higher. I want to go even higher, right? These energy exercises will help you. They'll help you to align, okay? So there'll be some information videos before we start, and then we're going to get started and we're going to do this well, and I'm going to be really hands-on with you. And remember, everything I do for myself, I do with you. I do with you. Okay, so if you have any questions about anything that I've talked about here, I know I've shared personal story, I've done some teaching, I've made some suggestions. You know, please put your question below, ask me, check out the link for the program. Remember, the last few days, I'm going to up the price. Oh, this is what I wanted to share with you as I'm talking about energy. If you study people who have created a lot of wealth in their lives. And there are some I believe are great role models and some not so great, but the principles tend to be the same. And a lot of them will say, you've got to be able to make quick decisions. And make a quick decision based on, get me this information, you get the information, and then you also use your intuition and make a quick decision. Because if you wait 1 hour, 4 hours, a day, a week, that opportunity could be gone. Now, there is always another opportunity that comes along the way, but when you're creating this abundance, this wealth, you've got to be able to make decisions. And I say this about myself as well, because I'm part of the spiritual personal growth community, right? I'm part of the Light Brigade. And I used to do this all the time, and I would be like, oh, sounds really great. I'm going to pray on it. I'm going to meditate on it. I'll ask a few people, get back to me in a few weeks. And sometimes that works for some opportunities, but for the wealth creation that we're focusing on in this program, in your life, in my life, we're doing this together. We need to be able to make quick decisions. Quick decisions, quick decisions. Maybe that's your limitation, that you ponder it too much, that you don't trust your intuition, that you've made decisions before and they didn't turn out for you very well. And so now you're shaky when it has to make a decision. You've got to ask 10 people who give you 10 different answers. And then you still don't know what you do, and then it stalls you. Maybe that's the limiting belief that you and I are going to work on in this program. So, because wealth comes from making intuitive and well-informed decisions quickly, I'm going to honor the people who decide to join me in this program quickly by giving you one price, and then the people who decide down the road, a different price. And it's just an incentive, because making those types of decisions quickly it's an incentive to your wealth creation, and it will help to serve you moving forward. All right? So again, if you have any questions about anything that I said, I know that this is long. Oh my goodness. I don't know how long it is anymore. I'm happy to share this story with you. I do share stories from my personal life when I feel that people can learn from them and there's a teachable moment. And right now I'm fired up and I'm ready for the next level of expansion with my wealth creation. And I'd love to do this with you. I'd love to take your hand and take you on the journey with me. If you're ready, if you're willing. All right. Love you lots, everybody. Ciao for now.